Are you interested in making cool, interactive, beautiful online learning materials using one of the leading course authoring software in the e-learning industry? If the answer is yes, then this video series is for you. Hi, my name is Jason Matthew from WeCanEduTech, and today I'm going to quickly introduce you to Articulate Rise 360. Please use the timestamps in the video description below to jump to whatever part of the video that you need. And be sure to ask your questions in the comment section below. I am always happy to help. So let's get straight into it, guys. I think the best way to dive in is to first look at a concrete example of what you can create in Rise 360. And then I will show you how you can do all that cool stuff and lots more. So if you type in rise.com/rise-examples in your web browser, you will go to a site that exhibits a few courses built with Rise 360. I am going to choose Wendy Wood's course on Good Habits, Bad Habits. So I just hover over the course and I click View Example. Now once I click on View Example, I'm going to go to an actual course that was built using Rise 360. Okay, so we see the title of the course, Wendy Wood on Good Habits, Bad Habits. We see there's a profile picture of the author and the name of the author is Wendy Wood. And there is, if we scroll down a bit, there's a brief description of the course, and then there's the course outline. So we see that there's an introduction, and then there are different lessons in the course. If I scroll back up, it shows me when the course was published, and it has 12 lessons in all. All right, so let's click on Start Course to see what it looks like. So I click on Start Course. And now you see that there are all the different lessons on the left-hand side that we can scroll down. And next to each lesson, there is a circle there that shows me my progress. So now let's look at the main panel here. And if you look, there's welcome. And as I scroll down, you see that there's a video here that I can look at. And as you scroll down more, the information is coming in and I can go, there's an image gallery here. So I can look at different images. And then when I'm finished that section, I can click on continue to go to the next section. And as you can see, there's something for me to check off. And as you scroll down, there are other things. Now, you see there's that tick because it tells me I'm finished the welcome module. So now I can go to the invisibility of habit. So I click on that. And now I'm starting the other module. And as you scroll down, you can see the course and all I can do. Oh, look at this. So with this one is the flashcards. So in this one there's conscious self. And then I can click to flip and you see what's behind the card. And then when I'm finished, I click I understand and I can move on. All right, so this one looks like a sorting where I'm just going to randomly move things around. So it says that was an incorrect choice. I can put this here. So that's great kind of formative kind of assessment kind of thing. And it's giving me feedback as well. So you please go look at the different kind of examples so that you can get an idea of what you can do with Rise 360. And of course, I will be showing you in this video and in other videos how to do all that cool stuff and lots more. Now, whether you're on the fence of using Rise 360 or you think this will take your course designs to the next level, the next step I would recommend is that you try their 60-day trial and see if this is ready for you. So to do this, we will go to their website I already have it here. So I type in articulate.com/360 in your web browser, and that will bring you to the Articulate 360 homepage. All right, so we're going to start our free trial. So we click on free trial and it's asking me for my email. So I'm going to put in my email here and then I'm going to click on next. So now it's asking me for some other stuff that I'm going to fill in now. So it's going to ask me for a password. So just remember, it says, please provide a password that's at least 8 characters long and contains a lowercase letter, an uppercase letter, and a number. So that's what I'm going to do here, or what I've already done, I should say. Now, once you have entered all your information, then there are two check boxes here. The first one is optional, and that's if you want to receive emails from Articulate or not. The second one you have to check because that's the one that is saying that you agree to the terms. So once you check that, then you can click on Activate Articulate 360 Trial. So we're going to click on that. And then it says success, and it's asking me to save the password. So I'm going to save the password. And then I click done. So now it brings you back to the home page. So what you have to do now is check your inbox in your email, because the Articulate would have sent you an email now to activate your account or verify your account. So I go to my email and there's a link here saying that I can activate my Articulate ID. So I click on that and it says to activate trial, enter your password. I already have my password in there because it was saved on my computer. If you're not seeing that happening, then please enter the password that you would have entered when you were signing up, and then go to the thing again where you agree to the terms, and then you click the button saying activate Articulate 360 trial. So it's again asking me if I want the emails or not. I don't want the emails, so I'm just going to click don't send me helpful emails. Now I should tell you that I do have an Articulate account, so I'm getting those emails from there. And I'll tell you that those emails are helpful. So I would recommend that if you're doing this for the first time and using Articulate for the first time, please sign up to their email list. They send you some very useful stuff. But for me, because I get them already, I'm just going to say don't send me helpful emails. So now if you are part of a team and you want the team to also be part of this process, you could enter their emails here. For me, I'm just doing a demo, so I'm going to choose the option of skipping for now. All right, so now we are getting very close. Now, the thing about Articulate 360 is that you can't just get Rise 360 standalone. When you are purchasing Rise 360, you're actually purchasing the whole suite of Articulate 360 applications. And that comes with Rise 360, which is the one that we're looking at today. Another very powerful piece of software is Storyline 360. That's a very powerful authoring tool that we will discuss in subsequent videos. And then there's the content library that has some really cool, amazing stock photos and stuff that we could use. And then Review 360 is where you can use to collaborate with other people and let them review your work. So for today, we're going to use Rise 360, which is web-based, so you don't have to install any software. For Storyline, you'll have to install software for that. But for today, we're going to be using Rise 360. So let's click on it. And it's going to open up in your browser in a new tab. And there we go. This is Rise 360. It's as simple as that. If you have been following these steps that together with me, you now have a Rise 360 account and you can create Rise 360 lessons. How cool is that? Now, if you look at your Rise 360 account, there's a course here called Employee Health and Wellness Sample Course. So for everyone that creates their account, that is in there. So Articulate gives us that course to look at as a sample course. So we're going to dive straight into it and create a new course. So you may have guessed it already. You just go to the top left corner there where it says new course. You click on the new course button. And then you have two options. You can create a course from scratch, or you could use one of the many templates that Articulate has. So you could click on templates, go through the templates, see if you see one that you like there, you can click on it and then you could build from that. But for today, I'm going to look at using a blank course. I'm going to click on blank course and it opens up just that, an empty blank course. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to X off. I'm going to click on the little X at the bottom. In case you are seeing this where it says the site is using cookies, I'm going to remove that. So I'm going to click close. And now I'm going to look at the course. So The thing is that you see the word course title there. I could click on that and now I can put the title of my course. In this case, I'm going to call it Biochem 101. And then on the next line there's the course author, which is, in this case, is Jason Matthew. You could click the drop down menu and you could actually hide the author if it's something that you would prefer. So you could hide the author or not. Describe your course. So in this place here, you give a short description. Now, before you could start adding lessons and quizzes and all that good stuff, you first need to create a lesson. You need to create the titles for it. There are different ways in which you could go ahead and create a Rise course. So some designers, they would create an entire course in Rise, or they would break it up. They would chunk the material and break it up into different sections. So each one will be a new Rise module. So it all depends on your design preferences. So for my first week, I'm going to have like a kind of introduction module. Now, if I want to have like break it up into sections, what I do is that when I finish type out the title of my module, I click Shift and Enter, or Shift and Return if you have a Mac. And what that does is that it creates a section. And I could always, if I make a mistake, delete this section if I want by clicking on the trash can on the far right to remove it. Now I can add a lesson title. So in my introduction module, I'm going to have a welcome message. I'm going to give the syllabus and probably have some notes about it. So I'll say something like, let's talk about the syllabus. So we'll go through what the course is and so on. And then I can probably, I'm just putting up some things here. Or I could put about the instructor. All right, so now when I click enter or return, depending on if you're using Windows computer, it will be enter. If it's a Mac keyboard, it's return. All right, now let's say now my next module is the actual teaching content now. And for this Biochemistry 101 course, the first topic I'm going to talk about, let's say the topic is the cell. All right, so that's the topic I'm going to be teaching in that module, or maybe for that week. If I click again, Shift Enter or Shift Return, depending on your keyboard, it creates a new section called the cell. And in there, I can talk about the nucleus as my first topic, mitochondria, and so on. And I can keep going and adding lessons for that section, in this case, the cell. All right, so now I have my titles, I have my lesson titles. I can start adding content to each lesson. Now, before I move on, I think one of my tips is that when I'm designing stuff, is I don't go to Rise initially. Like I know the course that I want, so I start working on a Word document, let's say, to get all the information there. So I would have had my syllabus, I would have my topics, everything mapped out already. So now I'm just developing the modules on Rise. So that actual development phase, according to how skilled you are, could just take a couple of hours to develop the entire course on Rise, depending on how much prep work you do before you get here. Okay, so we have created sections and we have created lessons in each section. So for this example, we have an introduction section and it has 3 lessons in it. And then we have the cell that has 2 lessons in it. So I'm going to go to the cell section, and under nucleus, I'm going to add content. So when I click on the add content button, which is on the right hand side, I have 2 options. Either I can add a lesson or I can add a quiz. So I'm going to start adding lessons first of all. So I'm going to click on lesson, and you are directed to more or less an empty page for now that contains the nucleus lesson. So what are we going to be adding here? Now, if you look, there is a blocks shortcut bar that has some of the common blocks in there. So you have like text and list and image and so on. So these are the different things you can add to your nucleus lesson in this example. So you want to combine multiple blocks to create a learning experience. As I said, this is just the shortcut toolbar for the blocks. So these are showing you the most popular and frequently used blocks. But if you want to get the whole full library of blocks, you can click on all blocks and then a menu comes up on the left hand side. So it has all the different text options. If I click on text, if I click on image, there's all those different image options. So what I would recommend is that if you are now getting used to the software, go through all these different blocks, add them to your lessons, see how they work, and get a feel of it before you really start developing your courses. So just go wild, go through all the different options and try them out and see how they feel and they work for you. Or theoretically in Rise 360, you can add as many blocks as you like. But of course, as a responsible course designer, you would have already have an idea of how you're going to design this course and what blocks you will need. So keep that in mind as well. So I'm going to go back to the block toolbar and I'm going to click on the first one, text, the text block. So I'm going to click on the text block and right away you would see that some text come up. So you would see that this is what Rise 360 will do. When you add a block, Rise 360 will add placeholder text or multimedia depending on the type of the block, which you can then replace with your own. So if I go in here, I can click on heading and I can put anything that I want. And again, and for the text, I can write whatever I want in there. And you could also copy and paste from a Word document if you have the material already prepared, which will be the preferred way to do this. And also you can highlight whatever text, and then you see you get this quick formatting toolbar where you can format the text. Also, there will be additional options on the side here where you can change the type of text block. So for instance, let's say all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh, maybe 2 columns might work. I can click on that, and now there are 2 columns where I can enter text. And you can also click on the edit button there to get more options. So you could add the content here as well. So if I start adding content, let's go to column 2 so you can see it on the right. So you see it's adding content there. Or I can click on settings and then there's padding. Now padding is the space between blocks. So the padding on the top will be the space between the top of that block and whatever was above it. Padding below is the space at the bottom of that block and whatever is below it. So you can put it as 0, like to no padding, if you want everything really tight. So and that has disadvantages and advantages. Like that sometimes you would use this to have no padding and sometimes you would want the spacing. So we will go into that in more detail later on. And so as I said, you can quickly start creating a course. You see they give you placeholder for instance for the image block. I can then have different, if I want to have a carousel, if I want to have text on image, they give me, and then you could enter text if you want. Just be careful about like text on images and stuff. Like if you're looking, if you're thinking about the accessibility of the course, screen readers will have some problems reading text on course sometimes. So just keep that in mind. And you can even add video by using the video block. There's process, flashcards. So there's a lot of stuff. As you can see, we are right away, by just doing some clicks, we are developing a course. So as I said, the actual process of developing in Rise, it can happen very quickly. Now, at any point in time, if you want to preview how your course is looking, you can click on the preview button on the top right corner, and that will show you what the learner will be seeing. So if I click on preview, so this is what we have created so far. So if you start scrolling down, you see this is what we have created. And also in the preview, so the default preview is like how it's going to look on a desktop. But you could also see, well, how does it look on a tablet in portrait, or if you want to look at it in landscape, or if you want to see how it looks on the phone and in landscape on the phone. Right? And once you finish previewing and you want to go back into the course and continue editing, you can click on edit. So now I'm going to click on the back arrow, and this is our course again. So If I click on preview, so before I was just previewing the nucleus lesson, but if I want to kind of take a look at what the entire course looks like, I can click on the preview now. Now that I'm on the entire course, I'm on Biochem 101, I can click on preview. And now this is what the course looks like. Now this bright orange color is there by default. In other videos, we're going to be looking at how we can customize your course to make it look and feel like it's really yours. But for now, we're just going with the defaults. And so this is what the students will basically see. And then, so this is Biochem 101. It has the introduction section and it has the nucleus section. Sorry, the cell section with the nucleus in it. Now, as you start adding components to your different lessons, they're going to come up here. Now, if I click on Start Course, so you can see it has the nucleus. We could click on nucleus, and it has all this stuff. And then, of course, you can go back to the main course again. And so this was the desktop. This is how it looks on the desktop. And once again, you can see, well, oh, so this is how it looks on the tablet, and this is how it looks on the phone. So you get an idea of how it looks like. It's a very responsive design. And once you are happy with what you're seeing, you can return to edit the course. Now, at any point in time, if you see these greater dots on the top right corner, top left corner, you can click on it, and that will return you to the home page where you see all your courses and stuff. So as you can see, Biochem 101 is what I just created. It has 5 lessons and it was created on September 5th, 2021. Now, if you click the ellipses here, these 3 dots, you get a few options. So if, for instance, I needed to duplicate the course because it's very similar to another biochemistry course I'm doing, I could duplicate this and then edit that course. Or I can even remove the course completely from my lineup by clicking on delete. And then it goes to the delete courses option here, and I can then empty the delete folder. Now this other option on the left hand side, new folder, comes in really handy. So like, let's say I am teaching biochemistry year 1 courses, year 2 courses and stuff. I could create folders to separate the courses so I have some kind of order. So if I click on new folder, and let me just type in year 1 biochemistry, and I click save. Now we see on the left hand side there's a folder there. Now I can easily move my Biochem 101 course. So if I click on the ellipses and then I go to move to and I click on that, it will show me all the folders I have created. Now in this case, I've only created one folder, the year 1 biochem courses. So I click on that and then I click move. And it will now go to that course. Now, as you can see, I am still selecting all courses. So I'm seeing the Biochem 101 and Employee Health. So anytime you click on all courses option, you're going to see all the courses you have ever created and that you have not deleted so far. But if I go to the folder year 1 biochem course, it only shows me the courses that I've moved to that folder. So it's very handy in terms of, classifying your different courses, and it's there right away. Now, double clicking on Biochem 101, the title of the course, will carry me back to the course because there's some other options I want to show you all here. So there's settings, and in here you can add, this is where you can further customize your course. All right, so you can look at the navigation and translation, labels, and you can even add collaborators to your course. So in this case right now it's just myself, but I could add other collaborators who will be able to work on the course with you, and you can even transfer ownership to the course. So like, let's say you were hired as a designer to create a course. You could create a course and then you can transfer ownership to your client so that they can have the course and move with that from there on. So I'm going to click on close, which is in the top right corner. And the other thing I want to show you all is that you can now, when you're finished, develop your course on Rise. You can then export the course, and there are a few options when you export. So if you have a learning management system such as Moodle and Brightspace and Canvas and so on, then this might be your best option. Here you can export it as an LMS and then integrate it into your LMS space there. And then there are different options here. So we'll do a separate video about exporting, but I just wanted to show you all that this is where you export your course. You can export it as a LMS. You could export it as a PDF, but if you export it as a PDF and you share with your learners, just note that the PDF will lose all its interactive capabilities that you had designed in Rise. And of course, the third option is that you can have it as a web resource where it will open up in the web browser for your learners. So you'll have to put it on a server and let your learners access it there, but they will be able to open it via their web browser and be able to do the course. So I'll just click cancel now. So I'm hoping that this was at least able to give you some kind of idea on how what you can do with Ride 360, and all the links that I described in the video will be in the video description as well, so you can click on that and go and see for yourself, especially the one with the Rise examples. That will be a great place to start to see what Rise can do. So now what I want to talk about is the pros and cons of using Rise to really complete that, to help you make a really informed decision if Rise is for you. So the first thing I want to look at is the different cons. So why Rise might not be a good fit. So let's return to the Articulate 360 homepage, and we go to pricing, because that's one of the biggest cons I see with Articulate 360 is that it could be cost prohibitive for a lot of people. So you see that you'll be paying over $1,000 US annually to get Articulate 360 license. And the other thing is that it's an annual subscription. At least at the time of when this video is created, you don't have the option of a monthly subscription, which will help in a great deal for people. Now, there are some, like if you look at the academic options, there is a personal plan for $499, and then there's a Teams plan for $649. So there is that option as well, but still, it's pretty pricey in the grand scheme of things. So just be aware of that. Just remember that Articulate 360 does come with a 60-day free trial. So you can get a lot of work done in that 60-day free trial to really see if this is worth it. For me personally, it is, because I get a lot of work done there. It does a lot of crazy stuff. But again, everybody needs is different. And also everybody constraints are different. So please, I would recommend doing a trial. Make sure this is for you, and then work out if you can, if the cost is going to be a problem. Another major con with Ride 360 is making changes. Rise doesn't allow you to save old versions of the course. And if you have your Rise course on your LMS, there's no such thing as a dynamic link. So if you want to make changes on the Rise module, then you'll have to make it in Rise, export it from Rise, and then transfer it to your LMS. So just be wary of that as well. Now, with the cons out of the way, there is a lot to like about Rise 360. I think the biggest one for designers is that Rise has responsive design. So it adapts for desktops, tablets, and phone screens. So responsiveness does not only mean that it can go in landscape and portrait orientation, like for example, when you turn your mobile phone sideways and the orientation of what you're viewing changes. Responsiveness is much more than that. And Ride 360 actually moves the content around depending on the size of your screen so that you get maximum viewership there. So like if you watch in the little graphic there, there's on the desktop, this is the way in which the different components of the course are distributed. But when you go to a mobile phone, it's more in a linear fashion, a sequential fashion, and that's so that you can use maximum real estate of your screen. and also get the best user experience. So that's really, really powerful, especially now that a lot of our learners are using their mobile phones as one of their primary devices when it comes to learning. So we have to keep that in mind as well, why responsive design is very important for us. Now, another big set of pros, which you would have probably picked up by now, is that using Rise 360 is pretty easy, It requires a low learning curve from both the creator as well as the learner. It's very easy for the learner to intuitively figure out how to use a Rise module. As you can see, once you have all the materials in hand, it really just takes a couple hours to develop the course on Rise. It's rapid, and it also could be some really stunning visual learning artifacts. And the most brilliant thing about it is that Rise is doing all the background work for you, in that you don't need to know how to code. It is putting all of that in for you. You just have to focus on the content and creating a really awesome course. So that's great for a designer. Now, a really powerful thing about Rise 360 is that it runs on your web browser, which means that once you have a computer with a reliable, fast broadband connection and a web browser installed, such as Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox, you can create e-learning content using Rise 360. As I said, it integrates well with most learning management systems. It can be exported as tin can and also as SCORM packages. So it integrates well. So what's next in terms of the series of videos that I'll be doing? So I'm going to be looking at how to use the different blocks like the image and audio and video. And we're going to be discussing how we can make these courses really interactive using the different interactive components that Rise provides. And we're going to look at all the other features of Rise. Plus, we're going to look at tips and tricks of using Rise. So be sure to go to the WeCanEduTech YouTube channel and click that subscribe button so that you can subscribe to the channel. So you'll be always updated when we add new videos on Rise and all the other e-learning technologies that we are using. So guys, I really look forward to your support. Please subscribe to the channel and like our videos and keep in touch. Please stay safe. We'll talk soon.